Hobb got me in a straight up chokehold. Hey friends, here we are again, and my lips is chapped. By the brick, talking Hobb. I've read other books, trust me, I have. Maybe. Excuse me, my co-host. Say hello to the people. No, it's not what you thought it would be. She's so heavy. Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chrissy. Welcome back to the Purple Library. Robin Hobb got me in a chokehold. Today, I want to talk about the second book in the LiveShip Trader series, The Mad Ship. This ain't gonna be a long video. I don't think so. Editing Chrissy will know if it'll be a long video or not. I've had some time to really think about this story. The LiveShip Trader series is the second trilogy in the realm of the Elderling 16-book series by Robin Hobb, penned starting in 1997, I think. She penned the first book with, I mean, who's fit? Who is he again? That's how good, like, who's fits? You know, this story has completely gripped me. But before I get into my review and my gushing thoughts about it, because I really don't have anything bad to say about this as far as technical things about it, just some of my observations. But I wanted to get up here real quick and talk about Robin Hobb because, of course, her reviews are going to come before all the other books I've read. I don't even know where to start. This book was amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Bye. Psych. Y'all know I'm gonna have a whole bunch of stuff to say. I had y'all. Did I have you going? I had you going, right? The Mad Ship by Robin Hobb is book 2 in the LiveShip Trader trilogy, which is the 5th book in the total 16-book series by Robin Hobb in the realm of the Elderlings. For my full Gush review of what I thought about book 1, The Ship of Magic, I'll link that video in the card so you can check out that ridiculousness as well. This whole story centers around the Viscerid family and wizardwood. Wizardwood is a special commodity that comes from the Cursed Shores, and there are families who live in Bingtown, which is a Viscerid family, and you have the Rain Wilds, who are the Rain Wild families. And these two families have a bit of an agreement about the specialty goods that they can traffic for merchandise and for money to other parts of the world. With the Wizardwood, after 3 years of a ship being created from this mystical material of wizardwood, the ship comes alive. It becomes sentient, and it will only bond to the family members that are related, or it would only bond to the family. So not anybody can captain a live ship. The Viscerid family, the patriarch, he passes away on the ship, and Althea, his daughter, who has been a part of the ship and who has lived and thought she was going to inherit the ship of Vivica. I don't even know if that's her right name or not. These names, I don't know if this is how the enunciation of these names is right, but we're gonna say here that I'm enunciating these names correctly, okay? Okay. Vivica is a live ship and she becomes sentient, but as soon as she awakens, Kyle, did I tell you I couldn't stand Kyle? We'll move on. Althea's inheritance is stolen and given to her brother-in-law, Kyle. So the story goes from there. The story is centered around the Viscerid family, but there are other characters. There's pirates, there are serpents or water type creatures that are lingering around these live ships, and you have the political distress and upheaval happening in Bingtown between new traders, and there are a lot of moving parts in the LiveShip Trader series. It is told in the third person, which is refreshing from the previous series. But I talk about all those things in my other videos, so you can go check that out. I really want to talk about Mad Ship and the continuation of that, and really the evolution of the character. I'll talk about some of my favorites. One character that I enjoy that I really was surprised by was Malta. Now we know Malta was about to get it. You know, Malta was the niece of Althea, and she was definitely on the track to get a beat down. But her character development was just so well paced, and being that I'm about halfway through the final book, it is even developed even more, and it's so beautiful to see. And that's the craft and the genius and the cunning writing of Robin Hobb. She will build in these characters, and they feel real. They feel so real. They feel so authentic. It is just such a wonderful experience when reading through her stories and following these characters. So to see the evolution of the family, to see the fallout and the climax of things that are happening, because like I said, Robin Hobb's books start off like, you know, you have the beginning, and then the second book be like, and then you got the third book, it's just like, what? Kind of thought this book was, the series was kind of going like this, but I don't know. The third book has some serious intensity going, but we ain't talking about third, but we talking about Mad Ship. And then we have an introduction to another ship called Paragon, another ship that it has no family that is captaining him, and he's a deserted LiveShip on the shores of Beantown. So there's definitely new characters and new dynamics with all of these moving pieces in this world, and it's so fascinating and breathtaking, and I just could not get enough. I think I read this in probably 3 days, and so it's just such a good thing. A wonderful experience to read. A couple of themes that I found so insightful were the theme of acceptance. Theme of acceptance is very powerful, because you have certain characters who you would think would be accepted and would be understood by their family, would be appreciated by their family, but they're considered outcasts. They're thrown aside in society, in their families, and also, at times, they have a lot of self-pity for themselves because they don't feel valued in who they are, or not even really accepting who they are and the place that they are in their life. And they tend to seem to fight against where life and where their destiny is taking them. Very interesting to see the perceptions that the characters have of themselves versus the perception that other people have of them. Specifically, Althea and her gripes with being a non-traditional type of woman. And in this world, in this area of the world, women are subservient, women are beaten and treated horribly, versus in other parts of the world, women have more say and more freedom, and there's more chivalry. But in this part of the world, it is not so. Slavery is rampant, and in fact, it is a very strong undertone and plot device in the series, or specifically in this book, the wiles of those things. But I'll get to that slavery portion in a minute. Althea and her questioning her femininity, and what does it mean to really be a woman and have ambition, and can those ambitions be more important than the duty to her family? Is it worth the duty? Can love be just as important than her ambitions? Is she willing to give up her ambitions and her dreams to captain and to find Vivica, her family's LiveShip? What is she willing to risk? Is she willing to risk love? Is she willing to risk the opinion and the duty and the perception of her family to the other families in Beantown? And all of those thoughts that she's grappling with, her strength of character. And Althea, I think, has grown to be, I liked Althea a lot in the first book, but I've really enjoyed seeing her character deepen. I've enjoyed seeing her become resolute in who she is as a woman, and really accepting that she might not be that traditional woman that her mother and her sister are. And also, too, really on the other side of that, seeing that her mother, Ronica, I don't think I mentioned her name before, but Ronica, her mother, is strong and oftentimes ran the entire state and the entire family while the patriarch was out to sea. A lot of similarities to what it's like being in a military family for many people, for being a single parent, for having a lot of duty and responsibility thrust on you from your family, but knowing everybody has their share and have their role in that. Is it worth giving that up for your own ambitions and your own goals? It was so powerful. Robin Hobb's subtle analysis about being a woman and what that means. Can you have it all? Can you be confident, empowered mother and wife and still have your dreams and your ambitions? It's going to be very interesting to see where Althea's character ends up and what her dreams are and if they will become realized. So, another theme that is explored through the character of Wintrow, who is Kyle's son. Did I tell you I couldn't stand Kyle? Who was incredibly had a very hard time adjusting, to the naval and the shipboard sailor life as a sailor, and all of a sudden was studying to be a priest of I need a coffee break. He's studying to be a priest of Psi, and he's thrust into this dynamic with his father and the fallout of that, and his graples with faith and with religion and with his own self-evaluation of what those things mean to him. So Robin Hobb again explores what is faith, and is destiny connected to that, or are we the captains of our own destiny? Can we decide to take hold of that and run with it, or we will stand off and be afraid and let other people dictate to us what our destiny is and what our life should be? And do we give up on that? Do we just hide behind our faith? Do we hide behind our prayers? Do we hide behind all those other things? Robin Hobb does a beautiful, and it's a very detailed, in-depth, and slow, subtle evaluation of that theme of faith. Also with Wintrow's character, you see grapples with good and evil. Should a good person do something bad to overcome good? A lot of times he feels like a pawn caught between two polar opposites of who he is, and the men in his life that are pulling him, or his father figures I should say, that are pulling at him at opposite ends, and who is the man that he wants to be. And also the theme of oppression. Her description of what does it mean to be human, made to be subservient and to be subject to the evil and to the torture and to the inhumane practices of those in power, and how the oppression, what is the mentality of someone who has been broken down to their base core of just survival, and can they ever truly be human again? And will they ever, and if they are truly back to themselves, how do they respond? Do they get revenge? Do they seek out a different life? Do they grasp hold of all the opportunities that were taken from them? Or do they do to others what was done to them? All of these themes and many more themes are explored in The Mad Ship, but those things were the ones that really stood out to me. Of course, have the plot development of all the magic that is happening. There are questions answered about the live ships and about the serpents, and a lot of the times, my heart was racing so fast. It was just so awesome and so much fun to read, and every time I opened the book, it just swept me away. Mad Ship is definitely evaluation of good and evil, and what people will do in the pursuit of good and in the pursuit of evil, and the fallout of all those things, and oftentimes who's left holding the bag, who are the people that are left to be subject to all of these different things. The Mad Ship by Robin Hobb, absolutely amazing. I can't even, and another thing I really love, there's revenge for Kyle. I still don't like Kyle. But there's another character that kind of comes right below Kyle. He's, what I'm saying? It's like, bruh. There is some content warnings for extreme violence and gore. So just a few content warnings. And what I do appreciate about Robin Hobb, when she has those scenes that are very challenging and content warning, she handles those scenes with such care and with tact. And another thing, the live ships are just so sentient. There is a live ship here that gives me some Golden Girls, Blanche, Mrs. Potts, Beauty and the Beast vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the vibe I get from Ophelia, and she was a bad girl. She was cold. I was like, girl, I could be your friend. I wish I could play cards with you too. In this story, you get to see other live ships and their personalities and how they interact with the humans in the world and with their families. As a sentient being, can you take the choice from another sentient being, whether human, ship, serpent, or whatever? Can who has the say in that? It's just I'm just gonna keep, this is not in order, so we just here. If you're still here, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Now, Now listen, this video ain't gonna be as long as the 95-minute commentary I gave to my mother. Mama, I love you. Bless you. I love you. She sat for 90 minutes and let me just spoiler talk books 1 and 2 because I had to get it out. This book put me into a book hangover. I think I went into probably about a week, and I would pick up Ship of Destiny, the 3rd book, and I couldn't do it. I said, I'm not ready yet. My TBR, I haven't read hardly anything. I mean, I have a few other books that I'm reading, but I ain't thinking about them books. Now, I just want to get back to Robin Hobb. I'm halfway through Ship of Destiny now. Pretty sure I'll be finishing it in the next few days or so. It's just taking over, and I'm here for it. The magic is definitely coming more into the forefront, and how all the information about the magic and about this entire world and the foundations and how it was created. Robin Hobb is letting you know bits and pieces, and she'll drop a sentence in there and you're like, what? Say what? You know, my husband got to put headphones on when I'm reading Robin Hobb because I'm like, what? He walking around with headphones because he's like, he said with Fitz, you was just a little more quieter, but this, you just mad loud. That's my take on Mad Ship, my Gush review that makes Robin Hobb's books are a lot slower paced. The payoff is incredibly significant, but you have to pay your dues and get through the story. But it is such a wonderful experience to read if you're up for it and you don't have any expectations going into it about where you think the story should go. Robin Hobb gonna tell you where she gonna go. You don't tell Robin Hobb what to do. She tells you what to do. You don't tell Robin how you're gonna feel. Robin tells you how you're gonna feel. Did I tell you I can't stand Kyle? Do you plan on reading the LiveShip Trader? I can read the LiveShip Trader series as a standalone. I don't even know where the series is gonna go from here. I'm so curious to learn more about the Rain Wild, so I can't wait to get to that 4-book quartet, which is after. I thought I would be fiending for Fitz, so I've been completely immersed in the LiveShip Traders. Can't wait to watch all the spoiler reviews. I do have theories, and a lot of my theories were proven correctly. I'm very curious to see what my other, so if you do want me to do a spoiler in the comments, let me know. Smash that like button. It's time to wrap this video up. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.